Hi everybody. Oh my God, I'm at the end of my beer here. Um, I have one more beer after this. Um, but no, like after today, boom, I'm sober. Totally. I swear to God. I swear to God. I worked today. I did, and man, I had a fucking hard day. I'm tired. I'm getting a lot of sleep lately. Um, it's a fucking hard day. Like usually I'm like happy around my customers, and I'm trying to hey. But like it was hard to fucking smile today, and like many of them like gave me a second look. Um, I'm fucking tired. Anyways, no, I'm numb. I swear. This is it. Well, not it. You know, I'm not a bitch, but I do want to get healthy. Um, and I do want to start. You know, because I've been working in my head for like so long, and I want to get all the work in my head out into reality. Um, I would love to daydream with others, but whatever. Um, no, I don't know. I'm at the end of my beer here. And the more that I drink, the stupider, dumber I get. Totally dumber I get. And so here I am. Here I am getting dumb, right? But you know, I've always liked prophecy. I've always loved prophecy. Anytime I heard anything about prophecy, I'd be like, poof, I'd be on it, you know. But I'm a total journeyman. I don't devote as much time or energy to it as I do other things in my life. Um, and I wish I had more time to devote more energy towards it, but you know, we gotta pay the rent. We gotta pay the rent. Um, oh no, that is liquid. Okay. Um, ooh, you know what I need? I need some more marijuana, definitely. I'm gonna roll this cigarette. Get some, like I thought I was out of marijuana. It was all taken from me. But then I realized I had some wax, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I have no wax. And like, so I'm gonna smoke some wax right now. I mean, you can reload it. I don't know. It's of a broken pipe. Like someone broke my pipe. But it still works. It still works. And they stole my other pipe. But whatever. It's all just things. Um. Nope. Let's do this first. Oh, there we go. We got some. We got some. If we're doing prophecy, we gotta do some marijuana. Hell yeah. Let's try it more. Let's try to see if there's any more in here. You know, no, I'm poor. I've always been poor. I'm fine with that. because I feel rich. And I'm a poor marijuana smoker, right? I'm very efficient with my marijuana. I got a straight pipe, right? And like a lot of straight pipes I think are crack pipes, you know. But even with a regular pipe, it's like I close it, I smoke it, and then I close up both ends, right? And it burns on my right thumb every time. But my right thumb has become used to it, so I can burn it, you know. Like I cook and I love to fucking touch the grill. Steam still hurts me, though. No. Alright. Maybe we'll get more marijuana later, but that was good, I think. You never want to do too much, because it's like eating, you know, like your body doesn't know it's full for like X amount of time, right? That's why it's better to eat slower, right? Like the Europeans, I guess. Because it takes a while for your body to realize, oh hey, I'm full. Anyways. No, I'm just talking stupid shit right now, and I'm talking prophecy. And, I mean, it's like, to me, I realized, okay, here it is. Boom, here it is. Thank you. They got me on track. Fucking, there's actually a prophecy, because I'm trying to think of the name and I can't think of it. But these are people that existed in between the Mycenaeans or slash the Greeks on the west, and the Hittites on the east. But they eventually became their own power after Hittites fell, I think, and eventually got destroyed by Cyrus the Great, the King of Kings, King of men, right? King of kings, right? And not kings, but kings. That's the legal term, right? Every man's a king, but he's King of Kings. And he ensures that you're a king, right? And that's why everyone loves Cyrus. It's sociological, basically. Sociological. That's funny. Fucking it. But, like, he's an actual person in history, because Cyrus kicked his ass. But this is what he did, right? This is what he did. He's living right next to the Greeks, right? And, Cyrus is going on this kick-ass rampage where he's just, like, kicking everybody's ass, right? And he's looking from the outside in. He doesn't understand what the fuck's going on, right? But what's going on is that Cyrus is promoting a law that a lot of the men, whether they spoke Persian or not, they're like, oh wait, the guy who speaks my language and is in charge of me treats me like shit, but you're gonna treat me like a king and you don't speak my language? Sociological reality, obviously. Not historical mystery. I am the king of history, shit. The last historian. Anyways. No, seriously. So, this guy, he sounded like a really good man. He did. In fact, like, that's what the text, and you have to distrust every single Greek text you ever read after Athens was born. And even before, because they were probably corrupted, which is what led to everything, but whatever. Like, I read this Greek virtue text one time, which I'm pretty sure was either pre-Athenian or was inspired by pre-Athenian stuff. But it was all about virtue is power and beauty, and I was just like reading this, I was like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And like the reason I chose philosophy in school is because I love moral philosophy. It's just so much fun to talk about. It's funny, it's dramatic, it's sad, it's happy, it's just moral philosophy is just so fun to fucking talk about. Oh my god. And I wish we had a free world where we could just laugh without hating each other and shit. Anyways, because I mean, you gotta eventually be serious about thought. You know, murder is wrong, right? Pedophilia is wrong. There's some things that are wrong, and sometimes you gotta get serious about thought, but sometimes it just you can just not get serious and just have it be as beautiful as a sunset or the moon shining at night. I bow to the moon every time I see it. Actually, I haven't lately. Like I did today, but it's like I've seen the moon lately, and I just didn't bow for some reason. I don't know. It just slipped my mind. But you should bow to the moon. Not as a god or anything. Just because it's just so fucking beautiful. Hmm. Anyways, there's this one guy. Boom, boom, boom. It's right there. Like, I think most of the people who know history know the guy that I'm talking about. And so what this guy did, and they'll know more once I keep speaking. So what this guy did was he's living right next to the Greeks, although he doesn't speak the Greek language. He's living right next to the Greeks. But he probably has a tumultuous relationship with the Greeks. Like, who doesn't, right? And like I was homeless on the streets of Albuquerque one time, and there was this Slavic guy, and the COVID shots were going around, and he was like, I was talking to him about the COVID shots, and he was saying that there was this something that happened to the brain. Like, he's probably yelling at me right now. Like, if he's listening, he's probably yelling at me right now, just yelling at me, because that's what he was doing when he met me. But anyways, he said this thing, and I love the human body, although I'm not even a journeyman on that subject, although I just love listening about health and this and that. But like, I've actually researched medical stuff for one time, and it's like you have some doctors saying one thing, and they're saying it from this uh, experiments and math and equations, and then you have these other doctors saying these other things, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'd rather study like real science rather than whatever the fuck is going on nowadays, right? Um, and I would love to study the human body more, but it's like shit. I don't know. It's probably better to study Chinese herbalism, Chinese medicine, than Western. Because it's like 1 + 1 is fucking 2. Like shit. There can't. No, something's wrong here. Because you can't. The 1 + 1 is fucking 2. Shit. And 1 times 1 is 1, okay? Because you're not multiplying numbers, okay? You're not multiplying numbers. You're taking a number and then you're multiplying it by a set. Not a number, but a set. So 1 set of 1 is 1. Okay? Shit. Anyways. Basics. Shit. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this guy, right? And so what he did, like Cyrus is coming his way, right? Cyrus is just like laying his balls on the world and telling everybody to suck it, right? And so Cyrus is coming his way. And so what does he do, right? He's a guy who's not a Greek. He's a king who's not a Greek. But he's living next to the Greek world. And for some reason, God loves the Greeks. I don't like the Hittites got destroyed, but they're still amongst us, just speaking different languages. And but their language and tribe got destroyed. They didn't. They're still amongst us. And I keep asking myself, it's like, why? Like, they deserve it so many fucking times over. Anyways. Fucking stupid Romans. Anyways. Okay. So what did he do? He consulted the Delphic Oracle. That's what he did. He consulted the Delphic Oracle. And the Delphic Oracle told him something, right? It told him something. And he believed it. And I forgot what it was. It told him shit. But I got this other story for you. There was this Roman emperor, and he did the same thing. He consulted the Delphic Oracle. And the Delphic Oracle said, the guy asked the Delphic Oracle, when am I going to die? And the Delphic Oracle said, beware of 80, right? Like, see, and I laugh right now, but I cry. And I'll tell you that later. But that's later. Anyways. I laugh, but I cry. Because, like I want to laugh in this guy's face, but I can't. Because I can't. Because I'm a journeyman in prophecy. And so, anyways. Beware of 80, right? And eventually this 80-year-old guy killed him, right? Within like a year or two of him receiving the prophecy, I think. I don't know how long it was. I'm just saying. I don't know. The details are up to the minor historians. But that's what happened with this one guy, right? With this one guy, he consulted the Delphic Oracle, and the Delphic Oracle fucked with him, right? Because he went into battle thinking he'd win, because he was like, I got the Delphic Oracle on my side, right? And like it's like when I read about this guy, it's like, and then I learned about that Roman guy too, and I'm like, OMG, OMG, OMG. Prophecy is a word game. It's a word game because whoever God is, it's a child. Right? This is a child that loves to play word games. Word games that will forever be new. And there's this there's this actual Jewish prophecy about Jews that haven't come around yet. Because there's been a lot of Jewish prophecies, and some of them have come to pass, and some of them haven't, and this one hasn't yet. But it's this prophecy about these Jews of blank, right? And this Jews of blank refer to the city that this king had been living in. Right, because the coins that came from this man's city, you could trust. They were pure. They were pure coins. And so at some point in the future, there will be Jews of pure coins that bless us. But that's the name of the city, and that's the king that I'm talking about. And so, prophecy, it's a word game, you know? It's like, here's the prophecy, and what you have to do is you have to, like, again, there's an art and there's a science to it. I'm telling you, and I wish I knew more, but I know enough to say that. At least I'm a fucking philosopher. No, there's an art and a science to it, and I wish I knew more. But it's okay. My dad taught me English grammar when I was a kid, because he didn't trust public schools, and he taught my older brother too. He's probably trying to teach him more than me, but he had to throw me along in there. Whatever. I was a black sheep. No, I had a good time, and that was the best time I had with my dad, and I think he had a good time with me too, because I had this experience where he was trying to teach me before, and my mind is more imagination, although I'd love to challenge my rationality to be more whole. But he tried to teach me before, and I just wasn't getting it. It's like, that's how I am. It's like, I don't get it at first. I don't. I'm like an idiot. I'm like a dunce. But eventually I get it better than everyone. You give me enough time. But it's like he started teaching us these things grammar. I was so scared. I was like, oh my god. So I tried to do my best not to have him annoy me, right? throw grape yeast in my face. Anyways, no, we had a good time though. That was I think one of the best times I've ever had. Anyways, anytime I wrote anything, because I was in public schools up until like 10th grade when my dad started homeschooling us. But all my, like, if my English teachers ever told me to write anything, I'd write something, and they'd fucking love it. They'd fucking love it. They'd love it. And they'd praise me. And they like, and like, I was shy when I was a kid. And like, they were just coming up to me. Like, I'm not this kiss ass, It's like, oh, I love you, teacher. Here's an apple. You know. But they were coming up to me and they're like, oh, this is pretty good, you know. But then I started getting homeschooled, right? And this teacher, she had me write this. Thing on what do I want to do? Say in a few paragraphs, right? So a few is 3 or more. And so say in a few paragraphs, and I don't know if that was exactly what she said, but this was kind of the gist of what the assignment. Say what you want to do when you're older, right? And so I sat down and like I was like I wanted to write stories when I was a kid, but or when I was a teenager, an adult, and I started trying to write stories, but like it's like, like I sat down to write this assignment and it's like, boom, there's this empty page in front of me and I just get like sexually excited. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. I just write and write and write and write and I love it. But when I tried to write stories when I was younger, I blanked. And I never blank in front of an empty page, And, but now I've been writing stories and I'm not blanking anymore. So that's been fun. It's been real fun. But so I got excited and I was just like, man, I'm living in this prison, and one day, and I talk about these struggles I'm going through, but one day I'm gonna break free from this prison and I'm gonna be free. And it was great. It was great. Like I had many teachers who would just have loved what I had written. I was talking about me being free, And she wrote back, like I was actually anticipating, because like I'd send it in and then they'd grade it and then they'd send it back, and like we'd get this big package, and I'd been in school before, I'd experienced this before, and I'd never given a shit about anything that came back. But like for this one, I was like kind of like oh my, well, like is it here yet, and I got it back, and it was a C, right? And I'm an A and B student, and I'm the biggest fucking public school hack you could know. Like, cause if a test came up, I just go into the book, look up all the dark words, and memorize the definitions, and I'd get an A or B. Like I was an A or B student, and I didn't have to try for shit. Right? Because and it was bad for my memory. It was totally bad. So I don't recommend it. Totally fucking bad for my memory. But she gave me a C. And like I'm looking through this thing. And I get to the end, and she writes her little thing, and then boom, the C right afterwards. So I start reading this thing, and she starts praising me. She's like, wow, this is very imaginative. This is very... And she keeps doing that through the whole thing. And I didn't realize till recently that she was being glib. Like, and maybe she didn't even recognize it. Maybe she's just a bitch. I don't know. I don't know her. She's just the person on the other side of the mail, right? But like, if she knew what she was doing, damn, she's sexier than I thought. But no, she was kind of being glib. She was kind of being glib, but that was her last line. She was like praising, and then the last line was like, but this is pretty glib, right? And I was like, fuck you, bitch, fuck you. And so I went to a dictionary. I looked up the meaning of glib, because I didn't know what she called me. So I had to look it up, and I read the definition, and this was probably a pretty decent dictionary, because like I've got some real thoughts on the dictionary, But no, I do. Anyways, that's a different thing. No, and I reread my stuff, and I'm like, man, bitch was right. This is glib, you know. This is totally fucking glib. You know, but that's the real power of prophecy, is that it's glib. It is totally fucking glib. And the challenge is to discover that if there's any science behind all this bullshit.